In 1979, John E. Douglas joined the FBI's Investigative Support Unit, ISU, where he would spend the next 2.5 decades working on some of the most notorious serial killers and criminals in America. His groundbreaking work in psychological profiling would revolutionize how the FBI approached complex cases. As the model for Jack Crawford in The Silence of the Lambs, Douglas has confronted, interviewed, and studied scores of serial killers and assassins, including Charles Manson, Ted Bundy, and Ed Gein, who dressed himself in his victims' peeled skin. Using his uncanny ability to become both predator and prey, Douglas examines each crime scene, reliving both the killer's and the victim's actions in his mind, creating their profiles, describing their habits, and predicting their next moves. At the time of his hiring in 1987, John E. Douglas was just 24 years old and had no formal criminal investigation experience. However, he brought with him a unique blend of analytical skills, empathy, and an insatiable curiosity about human behavior. His unconventional approach to solving crimes caught the attention of the FBI's Investigative Support Unit, ISU, where he would go on to make a profound impact over the next 2 decades. Douglas' ability to empathize with killers allowed him to understand their motivations, which was crucial in creating psychological profiles that helped bring them down. His work became so influential that it inspired the screenplay for The Silence of the Lambs, and he even served as a consultant for the film, bringing his real-life cases to life on screen. Douglas swiftly ascended through the ranks, quickly establishing himself as one of the pioneering forensic psychologists within the FBI. His innate ability to empathize deeply with killers, understanding their darkest thoughts and motivations, became his most formidable asset. This unique perspective allowed him to peer into the minds of some of history's most notorious serial killers and criminals, often finding himself in the eerie shoes of a predator. As he meticulously examined crime scenes and relived pivotal moments, Douglas would craft detailed profiles that not only unraveled these individuals but also predicted their next moves with uncanny accuracy. His work became a cornerstone of criminal profiling, leaving an indelible mark on both the FBI and popular culture. In 1985, Douglas was tasked with profiling the Boston Strangler. The victim's mutilated body lay in the basement of an abandoned apartment building, a chilling testament to the brutality of the crime. As he meticulously examined the crime scene, interviewing witnesses, and analyzing evidence, Douglas delved into the killer's psyche. He pieced together a disturbing profile that revealed the perpetrator's obsession with control, his preference for anonymity, and his methodical approach to each murder. The case tested Douglas's resilience and dedication, pushing him to explore the darkest recesses of human depravity while striving to prevent future tragedies. Through meticulous profiling, John E. Douglas was able to delve deep into the psyche of the Boston Strangler, understanding his twisted motivations and the patterns he used to select victims. This insight not only helped bring the serial killer to justice but also prevented further tragedies by allowing authorities to anticipate and thwart potential attacks before they occurred. Douglas delved deep into the psyche of the killers, piecing together their motives and behaviors with a meticulous precision that earned him both respect and fear from his colleagues. Each profile was a testament to his ability to transform cold facts into vivid portraits of depravity. The Atlanta child murders, for instance, were a series of gruesome murders that left no one untouched by the brutality on display. Douglas meticulously examined each crime scene, immersing himself in the mindset of the killers to understand their twisted logic. His relentless pursuit and tireless dedication ultimately led to breakthroughs that brought closure to some families, but also left others haunted by the knowledge that justice had not been served fully. The Atlanta case was particularly challenging for Douglas. He had to work closely with local law enforcement and maintain a delicate balance between empathy and professionalism, as he delved into the minds of a deranged killer who had preyed on young girls in the community. The weight of this task, combined with the personal toll it took on Douglas, resulting in the loss of his own son to another killer years later, made the case one of the most emotionally draining yet crucial moments in his career. Through his tireless efforts, Special Agent John Douglas meticulously profiled the Atlanta child murderer, meticulously mapping out his MO based on meticulous examination of crime scenes. His dedication to understanding the minds of serial killers earned him national recognition and cemented his place as one of the FBI's most important contributors. The psychological warfare involved in crafting these profiles was nothing short of chilling, but Douglas' unwavering commitment to justice paid off, leading to breakthroughs like solving the Atlanta case in 1990. His work not only brought closure to victims' families but also served as a deterrent for future criminals, making his legacy one of bravery and intellectual prowess in the face of unspeakable evil. After the Atlanta case, Douglas was assigned to work on the Green River Killer, one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. The killer was known for his brutal murders near Seattle's Green River. Douglas, with his unparalleled ability to empathize and psychologize, delved into the mind of this dangerous predator. As he reconstructed the crime scenes in his mind, he felt a sense of both awe and dread at the complexity and brutality of the killer's actions. The case nearly cost Douglas his life when the murderer attacked him during an interrogation. Yet, through it all, Douglas remained steadfast, using his psychological profiling skills to bring down the Green River Killer, finally ending the nightmare that had plagued the region for years. The Green River Killer had eluded law enforcement for years, leaving behind a trail of victims and detectives. Douglas' psychological profiling was crucial in the investigation, helping to narrow down the list of suspects. As he delved into the killer's mind, he uncovered dark secrets about the killer's obsession with violence and his methodical approach to each crime. Through intense interviews and meticulous analysis, Douglas pieced together the profile that would lead to the killer's eventual capture, a testament to his unparalleled skill in understanding the minds of those who commit the most heinous crimes. The investigation into the Green River Killer was particularly dangerous for Douglas. He had to work closely with law enforcement in a high-pressure environment, often facing physical danger. Each case brought him closer to understanding these deranged individuals, but it also pushed him to his psychological limits. The intensity of the job took a toll on his personal life and nearly cost him his career. However, the satisfaction he found in solving these cases kept him going, driven by a deep-seated need to make sense of the chaos that plagued society. After months of meticulous investigation, Douglas finally helped bring the Green River Killer to justice. As he meticulously examined the crime scenes, reliving both the killer's actions and the victim's experiences, Douglas crafted detailed psychological profiles that revealed the perpetrator's twisted mindset and modus operandi. His work on this and other cases earned him a reputation as one of the most important forensic psychologists in law enforcement, his ability to understand and predict the behavior of dangerous criminals shining a light on the darkest recesses of human depravity. Throughout his career, Douglas worked closely with Jack Crawford, who would later become the inspiration for the character played by Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and admiration. As a seasoned FBI agent, Douglas brought a wealth of knowledge and experience to their collaboration. He had spent 25 years studying serial killers and criminals, using his psychological profiling skills to uncover their motives and predict future actions. Crawford, with his deep understanding of the human psyche, provided valuable insight into the killer's minds. Together, they developed a groundbreaking approach to criminal investigation that would go on to revolutionize the field. Their partnership was forged in the shadows of some of the most notorious cases, including the Atlanta child murderer and Seattle's Green River Killer. As Douglas delved deeper into the minds of these criminals, he uncovered the darkest recesses of our worst nightmares. His work with Crawford not only helped bring justice to victims and their families but also shed light on the complex psychological motivations behind some of history's most heinous crimes. Douglas' groundbreaking approach to criminal profiling was born out of his years in the FBI's Investigative Support Unit. He meticulously examined each crime scene, piecing together details like behavior patterns, psychological traits, and modus operandi to create detailed profiles that not only helped solve cases but also revealed insights into the mind of the perpetrator. This methodical process not only revolutionized how law enforcement approached complex crimes but also laid the foundation for modern forensic psychology. His collaboration with Dr. Robert Ressler on developing the Behavioral Science Unit at FBI headquarters was particularly significant, as it showcased the practical applications of his profiling techniques in real-world investigations. Douglas' unwavering dedication to understanding and predicting the actions of killers made him a formidable asset to the FBI and earned him the respect and admiration of both his colleagues and criminal psychologists worldwide. As Douglas neared retirement, he reflected on his career with pride. His work had saved countless lives, solved some of the most challenging cases in American history, and helped change the way law enforcement approached crime investigation. Every case was a battle against darkness, but Douglas found solace in the knowledge that each profile brought light to a previously shrouded nightmare. He remembered the man who hunted prostitutes for sport in the woods of Alaska, whose brutality had left a deep scar on Douglas' psyche. Yet, it was his interactions with Charles Manson and Ted Bundy that tested his mettle the most. The cold-bloodedness of these killers threatened to overwhelm him, but Douglas fought through their psychological games, emerging victorious each time. His legacy was not just in solving cases, but in teaching future investigators how to understand and confront the darkest human tendencies. As he prepared to leave the field, Douglas knew that his work had made a lasting impact on society, one profile at a time. Douglas' legacy lives on through his writings and interviews. His insights into the minds of serial killers and criminals have inspired countless readers and law enforcement agencies around the world. As a forensic psychologist, he developed a unique approach to criminal profiling that revolutionized how killers were understood and apprehended. His work with notorious cases like the Green River Killer demonstrated his uncanny ability to empathize with killers while maintaining professional detachment. Douglas' unwavering dedication and tireless pursuit of justice made him a true pioneer in the field, leaving an indelible mark on both law enforcement and popular culture. Douglas passed away in 2018 at the age of 94, leaving behind a legacy that would forever alter the landscape of American criminal investigation. Known for his groundbreaking use of psychological profiling, Douglas had spent over 2 decades with the FBI's Investigative Support Unit, where he meticulously analyzed some of the most notorious and heinous crimes in U.S. history. His work on cases like the Atlanta child murderer and Seattle's Green River Killer pushed him to explore the darkest recesses of human psychology, often delving into the minds of killers who seemed to defy comprehension. Douglas' ability to empathize with both the victims and their perpetrators allowed him to create eerily accurate profiles that would help investigators apprehend suspects and prevent future crimes. As he neared the end of his career, Douglas reflected on his life's work with a mixture of pride and sadness. The thought of all the lives he had touched, both through his interviews with killers and in his efforts to bring justice to those wronged by them, filled him with a sense of purpose that only deepened as time passed. Although he was no longer physically present, Douglas' impact on forensic psychology and law enforcement remained undeniable, ensuring that his legacy would continue to inspire generations of investigators. Today, John Douglas' legacy lives on through his writings and interviews. His insights into the minds of serial killers and criminals have inspired countless readers and law enforcement agencies around the world. In Mindhunter, Douglas recounts his 25-year career in the FBI Investigative Support Unit, where he used psychological profiling to delve into the darkest recesses of our worst nightmares. From the man who hunted prostitutes for sport in the woods of Alaska to Seattle's Green River Killer, Douglas fearlessly confronted and interviewed scores of notorious killers and assassins, including Charles Manson, Ted Bundy, and Ed Gein. His uncanny ability to become both predator and prey allowed him to examine each crime scene, reliving both the killer's and the victim's actions in his mind, creating their profiles and predicting their next moves. Douglas' groundbreaking work continues to influence law enforcement agencies worldwide, making him a true legend in the field of criminal psychology. The FBI continues to use psychological profiling techniques developed by Douglas and his colleagues, ensuring that some of the darkest crimes in American history are solved. His work remains a cornerstone of modern criminal investigation, demonstrating how understanding the psychology behind crimes can lead to breakthroughs in tracking down elusive criminals. Throughout his career, Douglas faced countless challenges, some so harrowing they nearly cost him his life, and emerged not just as a brilliant profiler but also as a symbol of resilience and dedication to justice. His legacy lives on through the work he pioneered, inspiring generations of law enforcement professionals and contributing to a safer society by bringing closure to victims and their families. As we look back on John E. Douglas' career at the FBI's Investigative Support Unit, it's clear that he was a true legend in law enforcement. With over 25 years of experience, Douglas became one of the most respected and feared figures in crime investigation. His groundbreaking work using psychological profiling to delve into the minds of serial killers and criminals helped revolutionize the field. From interviewing Charles Manson to studying Ed Gein's disturbing cases, Douglas' ability to become both predator and prey allowed him to create detailed profiles that predicted future crimes. His legacy as a model for Jack Crawford in The Silence of the Lambs will live on for generations to come, inspiring countless investigators to follow in his footsteps and strive for justice in the darkest recesses of our worst nightmares. In the aftermath of the Green River Killer case, Douglas was assigned to work on other high-profile cases. He continued to use his psychological profiling techniques to help bring criminals to justice and protect communities. With each case, he felt a growing sense of personal danger as he delved deeper into the minds of the most depraved individuals. The intensity of these investigations tested his resolve and faith in humanity, but Douglas remained undeterred, driven by a relentless pursuit of truth and justice. His work on these cases not only led to significant breakthroughs in solving crimes but also provided invaluable insights into human psychology, cementing his reputation as one of the most brilliant and feared agents in the FBI. During the harrowing investigation into the notorious Green River Killer, Special Agent John E. Douglas found himself on the edge of his psychological limits. The sheer brutality of the crimes left him physically battered and emotionally drained. With the killer's methodical approach eerily paralleling his own investigative techniques, Douglas was forced to confront the darkest aspects of human depravity in a race against time. Each case pushed him further, challenging not only his physical endurance but also his mental fortitude as he delved into the minds of some of history's most cunning killers. The unyielding pressure of such intense scrutiny nearly cost him his life, underscoring the profound risks and sacrifices made in pursuit of justice and understanding. Despite the chilling nature of the cases he encountered and the personal toll they took on him, John E. Douglas remained steadfast in his pursuit of justice. Each profile he developed was a meticulous reconstruction of the killer's psyche, allowing him to see beyond the brutality of their crimes. In the case of the Green River Killer, his tireless dedication culminated in breakthroughs that finally brought closure to the families affected by these unspeakable acts. The emotional toll on Douglas was immense. He faced the darkness within himself and others, but his resolve remained unwavering as he fought against the tide of violence that threatened to engulf society. Douglas meticulously analyzed each crime scene, piecing together the killer's psychological profile with cold precision. Each visit to the crime site was a harrowing journey into the mind of a monster. He relived the gruesome details, imagining himself as both predator and prey, to better understand the killer's motivations and actions. This methodical approach, coupled with his unwavering dedication, finally led him to identify key pieces of evidence that helped bring the Green River Killer to justice after months of relentless investigation. His work on this case, among others, cemented Douglas's reputation as one of the most important forensic psychologists in law enforcement, forever changing the landscape of criminal profiling. Douglas' legacy lives on through his writings and interviews. His insights into the minds of serial killers and criminals have inspired countless readers and law enforcement agencies around the world. From his chilling account of his 25-year career in the FBI Investigative Support Unit to his ability to become both predator and prey, Douglas' uncanny profiling skills have revolutionized the way we approach these cases. His legacy is a testament to his courage, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to justice. Throughout his career, Douglas worked closely with Jack Crawford, who would later become the inspiration for the character played by Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs. Their partnership was forged through mutual respect and admiration, as both men shared a passion for understanding and profiling the minds of some of history's most dangerous criminals. With unwavering dedication, Douglas meticulously examined crime scenes, reliving both the killer's and victim's actions in vivid detail. He created comprehensive psychological profiles, detailing each suspect's habits, motivations, and potential next moves, which became crucial tools in their pursuit of justice. Their relationship transcended mere professional collaboration, evolving into a deep respect and mutual support that endured throughout Douglas's groundbreaking career with the FBI Investigative Support Unit. Douglas' work with Crawford and other forensic psychologists at the FBI Investigative Support Unit, ISU, helped shape the field of criminal profiling. His meticulous attention to detail and ability to empathize with killers while analyzing their psychology made him a pivotal figure in law enforcement. Douglas' methods and techniques were adopted by agencies worldwide, revolutionizing how they approached complex cases. His approach required investigators to understand not just the crimes but also the minds behind them, leading to more effective and compassionate approaches to justice. As Douglas neared retirement, reflecting on his career with a mixture of pride and bittersweet nostalgia, he couldn't help but think about the profound impact his work had made. His 25 years at the FBI Investigative Support Unit had not only saved countless lives by identifying and arresting some of America's most notorious serial killers but also fundamentally changed how law enforcement approached crime investigation. With a keen eye for detail and an uncanny ability to empathize with both the perpetrator and the victim, Douglas had become a beacon of hope during some of our darkest moments. Each case felt like a personal journey into the depths of human depravity, but his unwavering dedication and relentless pursuit of justice had earned him respect and admiration from colleagues and criminals alike. As he looked forward to retirement, Douglas knew that his legacy would live on, inspiring future generations of investigators to follow in his footsteps. Today, John Douglas' legacy lives on through his writings and interviews. His insights into the minds of serial killers and criminals have inspired countless readers and law enforcement agencies around the world. As a special agent in the FBI's Investigative Support Unit for 25 years, Douglas used psychological profiling to unravel the motives behind some of the most notorious crimes of our time. From the Atlanta child murderer to the Seattle Green River killer, Douglas faced harrowing challenges as he confronted and interviewed these dangerous individuals, using his extraordinary ability to empathize with their psyches while also understanding the depths of their depravity. His work laid the foundation for modern forensic psychology and continues to influence investigators today. The FBI continues to use psychological profiling techniques developed by John E. Douglas and his colleagues, a legacy that has shaped modern criminal investigation. His work remains an integral part of solving America's most complex cases, embodying a deep understanding of human psychology that bridges the gap between predator and prey. Douglas' methods have evolved from the early 1970s to today, remaining relevant as society grapples with new forms of crime. His dedication to uncovering the minds of killers not only saved lives but also demonstrated the power of empathy and insight in combating some of history's most notorious criminals.